Today's MCAT question of the day is about thermochemistry, and the question is asking, a student states that thermodynamic products are more energetically stable than kinetic products. Is this statement correct? And it is important to note that when we're talking about thermodynamic and kinetics, that this involves a reaction that creates both the thermodynamic product and the kinetic product. If you were unfamiliar with these two products, I drew out a graph that will be able to help, even though my lines are looking a little wonky, but I promise it'll get the point across. So when looking at this graph here, we can see that the thermodynamic product has a higher activation energy, while the kinetic product has a lower activation energy. And you can see that right here at the peaks. But then what does that mean? That means that for the thermodynamic product, that we're going to need more energy to be absorbed in the product for it to reach that transition state, which means in turn that reaction is going to take longer. And because that kinetic product has a lower activation energy, that means it's going to take less energy to be absorbed to reach that transition state, which means that the reaction is going to happen faster. And then when we're moving through our reaction, we can see a difference in the kinetic product and the thermodynamic product. And what that means is that because we see that our thermodynamic product has a lower energy state, that it's going to be more stable than that kinetic product. And now that we know the properties of these products, we're going to go through the answers and see which one relates more to the question. And it's asking if the statement is correct that the thermodynamic product is more energetically stable than the kinetic product. And as we just went over, because of that lower energy state, that the thermodynamic product is more energetically stable than the kinetic product. So we know that yes, this statement is going to be correct. So now we're going to look at C and D, which are both the yes statements, and C is saying, yes, the thermodynamic products form more slowly, but achieve a greater level of stability. And if you remember from the graph when we were looking at it, that the thermodynamic product did have a higher activation energy, so it does form more slowly, but we saw in the end that it takes a lower energy state, which means that it is going to be more stable. So C, it sounds pretty correct to me. But we're going to look at D as well, and D is saying thermodynamic products require a lower temperature to find a stable form, and we did not talk about temperature in that as it's related to energy, so C is going to be the correct answer today.